Rev, and a premium watching walk up from Happy Morning Show.
Me that smooth to say.
Yanko part of me, you now swear.
I'm a dum.
Rev, where the other pay and come to channel has got to do with a quite fast way bit me a tumpong, a quite fast way bit me ama, a hoto, abagana for abrabomoni or masetinamu, a quite fast way a bit me and puntu aba or may be a year cron, puntu bit me abamu. Sa quino. Ebinum kase e was a use political party manifestoes. Ebinum say ebeya enka National Development Planning Commission. Womo any swadi hono nyanto bo ase yinhwemu edeba senke yemfa ne dwuma eno ene yehwe. Sesi an baby ginan asoman. Se epesi etumponko yanim say ebia 2057. Yebetimi adru upper middle income status as a country. Which approach should we adopt? National Planning Commission. Womo report on Modiaba, and as a woman, Diaba, a bit me a woman punto about as a political party manifesto.
Mida City, good morning once again to our cherished listeners and maybe probably viewers. I believe the issue of Ghana's development must be taken more serious. Specifically to answer your question, we must do everything possible not to champion political manifesto over National Development Planning Commission's work. Now, the political manifesto focuses on the next election, whilst Development Planning Commission's work focuses on the next generation. And so they are not the same. One focuses on party development and individual development. Then the other focuses on collective state development and social orientation and national development. So if you focus on party manifesto, what that means is that most of your programs and policies, will be full of propaganda. And whatever you only do to enable you to win the next election, that is the main focus. But National Development Planning Commission's work will take into an account the policies and programs that will help us, number one, to avoid wasteful spending, two, to avoid political expediency, three, to ensure that we have value for money, four, to ensure that we have improved upon the welfare and well-being of all Ghanaians. And they are not the same thing. And any politician that to champion political manifesto over national development planning policy is purely not qualified to be a leader of this country. And looking at it holistically, and the kind of dispensations that we have seen ourselves, we need to build the capacity of the National Development Planning Commission to really research and be able to profess better policies and solutions to our socioeconomic predicaments. Until we have come to that point of realization, politicians will continue to manipulate the system to their advantage, and they are not even ready to factor the welfare of the citizens into the agenda. So that is the point. We must go for national development planning policy, not political manifesto. And I believe that I said this over and over, and even wrote many articles, even copied to the presidency and all others, that we need to stop lying to Ghanaians. We need to stop politicizing everything. We need to stop unnecessary propaganda. That will not help us because it's only going to favor we the leaders. And majority of Ghanaians who are close to 35 million Ghanaians will continue to be in abject poverty. We need to stop this immediately.
But how said the Emrano, the 1992 Constitution, has positioned the National Development Planning Commission? Does it make it?
It's a very interesting assertion you've made.
Does it make it that useful to the cause of national development in this country?
what we say, the national law that we call constitution that we have currently, is an administrative constitution. It's not a development constitution. That is why we are struggling. So the focus of the 1992 constitution is to how we need to really work administratively as a country. That's all. The constitution couldn't specify clearly as to how Ghana as a country should develop. And that is why the politician stands in the gap to manipulate left and right to his advantage. The constitution says that, okay, if you want a cabinet, the cabinet should form, the quorum should be like this and that. If you want to set up maybe a council of state, it should be this, that, and that. But the constitution didn't tell us that if you really want to develop Ghana, we should follow process 1, 2, and 3. You understand? And that is the kind of education that our colonial masters give us. This current constitution that we have, 1992 constitution, is a colonial constitution that needs to be reviewed. So until we have come to that point of realization that we now need a development constitution, not only an administrative constitution, we need a development constitution. So that the constitution that we need to have now must have 60% of developmental oriented, must be developmental oriented, including how corruption should be fight. So that I think that a major problem has to do with the constitution itself. So until we review the constitution with good conscience, then we will continue singing this kind of old Michael Jackson songs.
Rev, Mamino Asinano Pay, so Japan on a happy 90.9 FM, happy morning show, a train, a year and come of us a year in Semiho.
Miss me that city.